Have a Petee G Christmas. A Petee G Christmas. Hey, a Petee G Christmas.
The most beautiful of individuals. I know what it
Hey, welcome to another episode of US Roundtable. Here we go.
Let the games begin.
Hi.
Let us just remind everybody that this is the last episode for 2021.
By 2021.
Don't know what 2022 is going to have in store, but hey, right?
Yeah, no.
No.
Honestly, yeah, I keep saying this, but I'm still a little afraid of these robots. Just saying. This whole metaverse robot situation. I don't know if any one of y'all watch Black Mirror, but it's freaking me out.
You
I
want to
saw
give us
one episode of that show and that's it. I was done. I never watched it again. I saw a couple, like two, but don't like it. It's too trippy.
Travesty and Peter, are you guys familiar with Black Mirror at all?
No.
Ooh, okay. So it's kind of like the Twilight Zone. You know, like Twilight Zone, every episode was different, crazy, another conspiracy in some way. Black Mirror is kind of the same, where they like take like present, future, whatever, blend them and see like the catastrophes that are to come. And one of the episodes is where like Miley Cyrus actually in this one, where she's like she was a pop star, and then they have this robot, and when she dies, they transfer her brain basically into this robot.
Okay.
Or like they're able to continuously pull songs from her brain even though she's unconscious. And I'm just saying, from the metaverse, from these new little robots, I don't know if you guys have seen them, they're very realistic, and it just to me it's just creepy. Like when I think the new technology we have, I think Black Mirror. You guys are gonna have to watch it.
Sounds like Westworld. Sounds a lot like Westworld.
But Westworld was a real like place, whereas like everybody can be doing this stuff at home, as far as VR and having a robot. That's the scary part. Like you can have all these things in your home. Westworld is a place you gotta hop on a train and stuff and go to.
Well, towards the very end of Westworld, though, it was pretty much, it was taken over. It was leaving Westworld. It was more and more, which was interesting. But
Well, you just
you're
spoiled
right, though.
something for me.
What's that?
You just spoiled something for me.
Oh, did you start watching Westworld? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I have watched it. I just haven't reached the end yet.
All right. You know what? You know what's frightening? You know what's absolutely frightening? At least none of us so far had to deal with what this family in South Africa had to deal with. They brought their Christmas tree home, only to find a venomous snake in there.
Oh wow.
They literally,
Wow.
they literally opened the tree, and one of their cats was just staring at a specific section. And they went ahead and they looked where the cat was staring, and they saw this venomous snake. So that's why I don't buy live trees. You don't know what the hell you're getting in those things.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
How is it possible to fly a tree from Africa to here?
Oh, no. They were in South Africa. It was a South African family.
Oh, okay. So they went out chopping in the woods and then brought the tree home. And
They didn't. No, you know what? They didn't even chop it in the woods. They bought the tree and they unwrapped it and they decorated it, everything. And apparently the name of the snake is a boom slang. I never heard of that, obviously, but it's called a boom slang, and it's like one of the most venomous next to the black mamba. However, it's not an aggressive snake, so it's not going to lunge at you regardless, like certain snakes, like a black mamba will. It'll stare at you, and that's it. Wild stuff there.
wow. Yeah, that's scary.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine
Well,
that?
that's when we need PJ, the snake model. She'll charm it and then make it one of her own.
That's what I'm saying. You know what, Pete? Actually, you know what, Pete? She might do that, or one of the pythons might go ahead and engulf that snake. Let's be real.
Engulf it down, right?
Yeah, totally.
And what was one of the craziest movies actually growing up as a kid? Anaconda.
Oh, I love Anaconda,
Oh,
man. That
like
is
watching
good.
it as
thought
a
it was
kid
pretty
was a
cool.
little like, like, mm.
But I
Was-
love snakes. It
My
never
mom
makes
want to go to
and rat-
Disney Animal Kingdom. I watch Anaconda. I'm like, nah.
No,
I'm good.
Did you see
arachnophobia
Anaconda
was,
2, the
was
second
scary.
Anaconda? Anaconda
No.
2.
You ever seen arachnophobia?
Oh,
That-
arachnophobia. You know what though? I actually like
Oh.
spiders.
Spider with this bad
Listen.
dog.
If I'm in a situation like I'm out camping and stuff like that, I brace myself and I'll endure. But honestly,
Oh, you see a spider?
no, there's something in my rooftop.
It's not even through the ceiling, is it? She
It's
jumped out
Santa. He came early.
I don't know.
I'm
Stan,
just,
I'm right here.
just getting a
Not
little
me.
early. It's a lot.
Watching,
Today's
like,
event,
those-
guys.
Oh, let me tell you, we had an absolute blast. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Khadijah. Shout out to the 120th precinct in Staten Island. They
Yeah.
really did a great job. And shout out to Sparrow.
It
And
looked like it was a good time.
It was a
Yeah,
great
we
time.
had a great time.
Oh,
It
and
was
I
fun.
saw there's another one for Kwanzaa. I'm down for that.
Yes,
I'll be
we're
back.
doing one for Kwanzaa for one of the individuals from the community. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
shout out to Sparrow International for putting all of that together. Sparrow, here's to you on that. I mean, that was
Word. Everybody drink for it. Drink to it.
you know what? I mean, to be honest with you, all I
Travity's imaginary drink.
yeah,
Yeah,
all I
man.
had to do
Free
was show
drink.
up and put this. All I had to do was show up and put the suit on. Kudos to you, Sparrow.
Mm-hmm. Came as your helper. So
I'm not gonna lie though, I was having trouble putting that suit on though. I was feeling it. I gotta lose weight.
I
know
know
some-
I was trying to.
I know Santa's supposed to be fat and jolly, but I was fat and unhealthy trying to put that suit on. Whew, man, that was no
Mm.
joke. But it looked good.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Like hand out, toys and whatnot?
You know what? It was very nicely organized. They had a seat for me. I got to sit the whole time. Took pictures. And Sparrow was handing out toys to the kids. It was brilliant. It was a really good move. It was really cool.
That's
You know what?
pretty
Shout out
sweet.
again to them. That was great. By the way, did everybody hear about that
Shout out
waitress?
to Stefano. Did I say his name right?
Now, Officer DeStefano. I'm glad you brought him up.
Sorry, I
Officer-
destroyed it, but
Officer
we already talked
DeStefano.
about how that's common.
Yes. All right. Well, anyway, did anybody hear about the woman who received a $4,400 tip at a restaurant and she got fired for it? Did anybody hear about that?
$4,400.
No, I didn't hear about it. And why did she get fired for that?
So
was
here's the
funny?
deal. It's a restaurant in Arkansas, and what's going on is that there's this group that goes out in Arkansas, and they call themselves the $100 Dining Club. And basically, they go to like any restaurant, and everybody will tip the server $100 each. So there was a ton of people, and on top of that, they actually set up. They actually contacted a lot of their friends, and a lot of their friends were sending money into a fund as well. And they wound up collecting $4,400 to give to the server and the people that were helping this one particular waitress serve. So the restaurant stepped in and said, "You're not going to get a $4,400 tip, but what we will do is we'll give you 20% of that, and we're going to distribute the rest of the tip amongst everybody in the restaurant, all the other workers." So when that happened, she got kind of upset. So she contacted the $100 Dining Club, and they made a big stink about it. And they contacted the restaurant, and they lit the restaurant up, and then the restaurant went ahead and fired her. So my question to everybody here is, a group like the $100 Diners, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What do you both
That
think?
sounds like a lawsuit to me.
I think that the $100 club is freaking awesome and amazing. Okay,
Hell
if you
yeah.
just get a blessing, you get a blessing. Don't be mad because I happen to
I
get to
know.
the table. And
People are such haters.
if that's the case too, I will be better off. How about I get 80 and y'all split amongst 20?
20%.
Because I had to serve
Exactly.
all of these people by myself and take these orders and whatever. Like, no. I think that's awesome. That's just like actually a mini little sidetrack story. Like one day there's a diner in New Jersey called Tops, and one day me and my family went there, and the owner happened to be there, and apparently he walked the entire diner, and we didn't have to pay our bill because he's like, out of all the tables in this restaurant, you guys look like you're enjoying yourself the most, and so he like any food we ordered was just like paid for.
Damn, that's a good deal
So it's
right
like,
there.
don't be
Yeah.
hating on people's blessings. You know?
Wow. So he went ahead and comped your table because you were having the most fun.
Yes, because our table looked like we were the happiest and having the most fun while we were eating out.
Wow.
It was me, my mom, and some other family and friends.
How
So
cool.
it's like, no, I don't do that. It's like, let people live. And if you're gonna do that, don't give me 20 and everybody else get 80, like to split. That's
That's
That-
yeah, that's messed up.
Well, I got to tell you, I was a little surprised at that too. That the especially now the holidays are coming around and all that, and you're going to go ahead and do that to somebody because look, let's be real here. That's one of the toughest jobs being a server. I mean, really. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
at that point, if I got a $4,400 tip, I would be quitting and starting my own business.
Well, you know what? I look at it like this. They probably should have done it all in cash as opposed to. Apparently, they did it. I guess they did it through the card. I don't know what happened. But I would have just walked down and said, you know what, I'm not splitting with anybody. I'm going home. See ya, I quit.
Yeah, I definitely would have quit before they could have fired me.
Yeah, well, either way, you
Oh,
gotta get.
you could collect unemployment.
I don't know if you can get unemployment for quitting though.
No, she didn't quit. She got
Yeah.
fired.
Fired, yeah, but they gotta settle that though first. I mean, if they're all saying like this is that depends on how it goes in the course, and I can't imagine that it goes the opposite direction. That would be ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Unless there's a rule in the restaurant handbook that says if a tip is over a certain amount, which I'm sure there's not, because no one ever expects someone to leave a $4,400 tip.
Mhm.
Like, no,
Well,
get out of here.
That's why it's so hard to come up, because everybody is got their hand reaching out as soon as you have that money in your hands. Like it's not like people feel like they're owed your hard work, and then they'll come and take it. Even if you're a generous person, then they just look at you like you're boasting by being generous. So it's like, but people, like, no one wants to celebrate nobody's success. They always just want to like have a reason to take from a person.
You know what's really interesting? Charlie Sheen, he never knew what to tip. He would go in and just get breakfast, or he would just go into a regular little shop, and he would go ahead and give like $200-300 tips. So the fact that they went ahead and they took the server's $4,400 and split it amongst everybody, I think that's wrong. As a matter of fact, the $100 diner or dinner club, they went ahead and contacted the restaurant and actually verified as to whether the restaurant splits the tips with their staff, and they actually said no, we don't. But I do know.
I was gonna say, is that
That's
a
what I
common practice? Because
Yeah, and that's why I said unless it's in the
I've
restaurant
worked at
handbook.
restaurants where you did tip share with the hostesses and busboys and stuff like that. So I know that can be a practice for the place. Or usually they keep their own tips and everyone's responsible for their own tips?
I think that goes by place. I've met people who I've asked and go, do you guys like, they put them in a space, and at the end of the night they split. I know for bars that's how that works. Some restaurants though, usually it should be the server. It's weird. And as far as that, Shaquille O'Neal, what's the situation with him? Has he ever gotten in trouble, or is he just because he's a large black man that he hasn't? Nobody want that heat.
Well,
I'm just saying, Charlie Sheen, Shaquille O'Neal, who would you take on in the fight if they gave a large tip?
No. I understand that. I'm totally with you on that. But the situation is it's certain restaurants do actually do that. I know the bartenders go ahead and they have to split their tips with the bar back, who goes ahead and stocks the bar so the bartenders can do what they got to do. And there are certain restaurants where everything is pooled. That I do know as well. But this particular restaurant wasn't pooled. So I don't know what
they were probably cool until she got a $4,400 tip.
No, pool, meaning they pool.
Oh, pool. Okay.
Some restaurants actually pool they actually pool the tips. Yes, that is correct. But
And I've worked at places like that, and it's annoying because your tips are shit from that.
Is it? I feel the same way. I mean, if you're a server, who provides like amazing service and you're going ahead and having to split it with somebody who's not. I mean, I think that's wrong. I really do. I think it's wrong. It's a tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the system in schools where like everybody wins. It's like, no, little Caitlin needs to know she needs to do better. I hate the way that works now. Every child wins. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I think to some extent, this is very random, but it's like the same thing. Like, no, you should not get tipped the same amount as me. If you were doing the same work as me, maybe you would get the same money. And then, like, I think that's practice. It's like it started in the school system and then it went into work. It's like, no, Jake, no, you don't get the same because you're not doing the same work.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm with you. Well,
That's just how I feel. And then it ends up with every child's feelings hurt because of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like men get paid more money, but women should, especially since sex sells and our femininity is actually used a lot.
Works. Yeah, right. Having a woman
Listen.
even do something if she's smart with how she moves,
Mhm. Yeah.
she's more of
We
a
should actually
beneficiary
technically
than
get
you are.
paid more for that. We should be getting paid like 20% more than men for certain jobs, especially like jobs like sales or anything that's like interaction with other individuals, customer service, anything that
Question, though.
requires you to like have to do yourself up and bring the best
And,
version of
okay,
yourself
This
to
is
it.
what my question is geared towards. As you say this, I question. Now, does every woman now, that they get 20% more than men, does that vary on how attractive they are? Does that
Oh,
now become an
actually-
attractive scale instead of, oh, you're just a woman? It's like, oh, well, just
Well,
like,
but
Go ahead.
people do hire, they do pick attractive people to hire them for those purposes because the attractive people attract attention.
yeah, I heard that was a thing
So-
for a while for like actually like Hollister, because for a while they had models who stood outside to attract customers in. And I think I watched a video where a woman was saying she walked at Hollister and part of their process was going through like, where it's like your skincare routine, like what do you do to keep yourself looking like this? And like it was very much based off of your look versus selling. Like,
well, think about it though. I mean, do you really want to? I mean, look. Do you want to walk into a high fashion spot and do you want to be helped by a gargoyle? I mean, let's be real here.
first of
same
all,
thing.
I'm gonna say that if I like your clothes, I like your clothes no matter who's helping me. So if you can't sell me your brand, then you're just not doing it right off the bat. That's
but
what I'm gonna say.
I got you, but what I'm basically saying though is that that goes the same for men too. Do you want to buy a suit from a guy who looks all disheveled in that suit, or do you want to buy a suit from a guy who actually looks good in the
I
suit?
don't know what his
Yeah.
life is like. I'm not gonna judge him off of what he's wearing, but I will
But-
judge him off of the job he has and how he's speaking.
Yeah, but okay.
I am. I'm like, okay, this guy looks a little crazy, but if you come at me with some nice words and sentences, I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
okay,
after you
cool.
after
You
you're
know what you're
scared,
talking about.
after you're scared to death and thinking that the guy might have escaped from somewhere. I got you, Khadijah. All right.
No, I wouldn't say that, because even with retail jobs, I know that I've had a crazy night or 2 or 3, maybe 4 a week, and come in and been a little disheveled. And so I'm not gonna come into a store on this one day where this guy looks crazy, and I'm like, I don't know if he should really be here. Because sometimes at work, I'm like, I know I look crazy because I just had a long night of party. I didn't get out this rave till
Well-
7, and I'm at work at 9. And so
Well, let's be real. Let me ask you this though. Actually, let me ask both of you this. Okay, so let's talk about commission-based selling, right? Should a woman get paid more on commission-based selling versus a male, considering you're both starting with the same thing? I mean, commission-based is one of the toughest gigs out there. We all know that. Let's talk about let's selling cars, for instance.
Because I think when it comes to entry level, it should be equal. And then what happens is when you see that a woman has certain assets and you're hiring her based off of those assets, then yeah, you should increase.
oh, you're saying acknowledge the shit that you're seeing in the first place, the reason you hired it.
Yes.
I agree, but when it comes to
If you're
commission based,
Go ahead.
when it specifically to this question, when it comes to commission based, that's a tough one. I do think the base pay should be the same and commission based. It should go a little bit more of the men's way. Why? Because when something's commission based, a woman will sell and it will be easier, especially if her client is a male, or even if it's a woman and she just in the store with her son. It's just gonna be
I
easier.
don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. It's not
Well,
easier.
the reason I agree with it is because I worked at a store called Zoomies. I don't know how familiar you guys are with this store, but it is a skater store. And most of the time that it would be parents, women coming in with their sons who are skaters, and me being a female in the skater scene and talking to them all this, it's just like, Mom, well, she said this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, you cooked it, blah, 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 blah. And I would end up getting the sell because of that. And these are teenage boys. Meanwhile, I'm like, I don't know how he job. I could have been like
But
23.
that's why you should get paid more, because you brought in the revenue. If it's all
I think at
about
that
numbers,
point it's
because
unfair because I can
business-
easily pull those sales better than a guy.
no, it's no, no, because there's a, first of all, if business is a numbers game and it's about, oh, well, it's because I bring this, that, and this to the table. Why? This is like, I feel it's part of the conditioning.
Well, that's
Now-
why I said the 20,
Now
the
now-
base pay. That's what I'm
but-
saying. The base
No,
pay
but wait,
should
wait,
be 20% more,
this
and
comes
then the
with that.
commission should
But
be
this
equal.
no, but this comes with the conditioning of that women should humble themselves or tone themselves down when they're amazing. Like, even like I saw this TED Talks once, and this woman said, like, you know, when a man goes out there and you ask a man, well, why did you get the raise in the promotion? He'll say, because I was awesome, you know, and everyone accepts that answer. Like, yeah, you are. But if a woman does it, then she has to credit to everybody else who helped her along the way, instead of saying that if she said, because I'm awesome, they'll look at her and say, you're not humble. And that will look at, and it will be looked at and frowned at.
I agree, but I'm saying in a commission base, that's why I keep breaking it up to your base pay versus your commission pay. Your base pay should be more because they saw they saw that thing. They know she's not going to tone herself down or be this or be that. Yes, you get a little more than the guy for your base pay, but for as commission, I think should be the same rate. That means our base pays are different, but far as what we pull in are the same, or because the woman's naturally going to pull in more. So not only is she already making more at the base pay, she's going to pull in more for us commission.
Well, I got a question for both of you on that. Now, you're basically okay. So, Khadijah, let me ask you this. Now, you were in an industry where it was predominantly male. The male skaters, there are definitely more male skaters than there are female skaters. I think it's dope that you were a skater or you did skate. I think that's awesome. But let me-
They're on my wall. They're right there. You see them?
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. But let me ask you both this though. Let's say both of you are coming into a more female-dominated area, and let's say you're competing against a male. Now, a male can definitely charm a female when it comes to selling. Do you feel that both payout should be the same at that point?
Well,
Because-
usually women are more comfortable with other women.
Yeah, but you know what though? I've seen it, and I've seen it at Bloomingdale's where I've seen men working in departments that are predominantly female, and I've seen them really make some serious bank.
Yeah, I think at that point that's a hard question to ask, because I truly think at that point you have to watch the worker you have and know where to place them. I don't think that everybody charms people differently. So if you're a male that you realize charms a woman real easy, put him somewhere where they're predominantly females, and vice versa. And if a male
and
knows
they
how to
should
talk
get
to a
paid
male,
for
then
the same assets. Yeah,
cool.
you should get paid.
Like, you can't just, that's a hard answer to question.
Yeah, but if it's a
Answer right off
product-
the bat.
if you're selling products that are going predominantly for females, then I really feel a male would excel at that. Especially, like, you don't see it a lot. You don't see a lot of male Mary Kay salespeople, but when you see a male selling Mary Kay, they rake it in. They make a
Well,
fortune.
that's what I'm saying. But someone put them in that position because they saw how they moved. I don't think that just
I think it
happens.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it
but
could
I
be.
understand what you're saying, because and it does happen like that. But and that's where, because
Decent
like,
Mary Kay.
and on both ends, that's where the boundaries start to get blurred too, because of that. Because most likely that guy who's selling Mary Kay, he's a charmer, he's a ladies guy. He knows how to, the women love him, They
Mhm.
come around him, they adore him, and they're willing to say yes to anything he wants because
And I
Right.
think this is why this is
And
such a hard question for me to answer, because I've been in retail for so long that I've kind of watched every aspect of it.
Mhm.
It's like I can't, I can't. I've seen a little bit of everything and where things work and when they work and how. And I think at some point you can become strategic. And I'm going to say this too, as having to be a manager,
Mhm.
I have watched my workers do something and be like, you know what, I'm going to put you here and I'm going to move this person there just because of how they speak to the customers or what their knowledge is. And I'm like, you know, you move them.
Mhm.
So I don't
Let's
know.
be, you know what it is? I think if you put both in the opposite ends, they'll both excel. Like if you have a female selling predominantly men's clothing, I think the female would kill the male because
Oh,
let's be
yeah.
real. Because if a man comes to another man or if a female goes to another female and say, hey, listen, your makeup's all wrong, let me redo it, another female will go ahead and get insulted. But if a male says, hey, you know what, I would love to help you with your makeup, let me do something, they'll love that. I mean, I think if you put them in opposite ends, I think they'll like.
No, because you know, I would question if a male unless he's a little flamboyant. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little questionable
Yeah, you
as
can't
to
touch
him
me.
helping with my makeup. I'm like, well, are you gay first? Because
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you know what?
understanding how
When
this
it
is
comes to-
about to work.
But you know what though?
Like
But
selling me
Sparrow
clothes,
knows.
that has to be a
Sparrow
female
knows a
thing.
male. Sparrow knows a male could come in and charm a female. Next thing you know, not only are they buying the makeup, they're buying the skincare package. They're buying everything just because.
And
the
that's
man-
why I say that. Then that's where I have too many questions. Then, because I'm gonna have a bunch of questions. And if you can't answer them, then you. And so if you don't wear that makeup, that's what I'm saying. It would have to be a gay male. Well, on the weekends, he might be a drag queen. And
But, all right, yeah,
unless there are some straight males out there who know about makeup,
Khadijah,
I
let's
need
be
that
real.
question answered because I'm
Khadijah,
not.
I hear you, but you know what though? You were working in the skateboarding realm. The fact that most of the skaters that come in, the fact that they see an attractive female recommending something, they could be a male that might know more than you.
Yes,
And
but this is the thing. The second half of
they're gonna
that
go
is
with
not
you. I mean,
only.
that's just how it is. They're
But
gonna
it's
come
not
back, you
only
know
a
what? Yeah,
female
all right, she
representing
smiled
it,
at me.
it's the female answering the questions. That's what I'm saying. It's like I can go to a straight guy for makeup, right? He can recommend something, but unless he's worn it and know what it's like, he's not gonna know. So example, the males coming to me being or knowing about skating, if they go, oh, grip tape, oh, wheels, I have a cruiser, this, I can answer those questions. And that's where it's different. Like if you can't answer my questions, then now you've automatically fallen off. Never mind you're pretty. Never mind like you're selling me this thing. I've asked questions, you can't answer them, now the sale is lost. If I go to a straight man and he sells me makeup and he can't answer the question about the foundation, if it'll kick up or whatever, then it's a problem. The same way if those skaters came to me and asked about their board and wheels and what goes with what, it wouldn't work.
But let me just say this about the male psyche. All right, you could be a male who goes into your store, skater store, and knows his stuff inside and out. He's gonna buy it just because. He might never use it, but he'll buy it just because. He'll be like, you know what, she was cute. I'm gonna buy it anyway. I'm telling you.
I
That's
can't
the male
deny that.
psyche.
Funny enough, a lot of my Instagram followers are made up of people I've met at Zoomies at that store.
All right.
Because after everything is over, what's your Instagram?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
I guess. Here you go.
Think about it. Sparrow, am I right on this, Sparrow? You got to weigh in, Sparrow.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you should get paid more for that.
Let me tell you, if I had it my way, I would have nothing but females working with me. I'm dead serious on that because I know
I
females
know
can.
a couple of guys who are like that surround themselves with females only
Absolutely.
when it comes to working with them.
Absolutely, 1000%. I agree with that, and that's why I'm gonna have a drink on that. You know what?
Hilarious.
I
Maybe
think we
it's
should all
just
have
then.
a drink.
Is it just women then who access those questions?
I'm telling you. Let me tell you, women make a fortune in sales. They make an absolute fortune. You know what? Look at the females that sell real estate versus the males.
That's what was one of my
Oh.
examples is real estate. I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
that totally in real estate.
Absolutely, female real estate agents kill men every time. Not even funny.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it the blazer, the pencil skirt, the stockings, or the heels?
I think
You
it's
know
the
what,
pencil
question.
skirt with the heels.
Is the pencil skirt with the heels?
Yeah, that combination. The heels
Pencil
lift up the butt and
skirts
the
with
pencil skirt like
heels.
just
I'm gonna write it
tapers
down.
the waist just nicely. Like, oh
So
shit, bam. Power.
let me tell you, you always, I hate to say this, I don't want to sound sexist, I don't want to sound anything like that, but you always see, whenever you go to a real estate agent, you see all the top agents. You got a few men in there, but you normally see really beautiful women that are the top agents that make a fortune. The $1 million round table, whatever you want to call it, they're in there. So that's the way I look at it with that. But anyway, speaking of all that, so apparently in the UK, we have a man who has been searching literally through a landfill for 8 years to find his lost Bitcoin wallet, which is worth $350 million. So I just want to let everybody know that this man literally threw away his hard drive and his Bitcoin wallet was on it. And unfortunately, he established it before you can literally recover a Bitcoin wallet. So he's been searching, he's been going to the same landfill and looking. He tried to enlist help with that landfill, and I would help with trying to find it, and it didn't happen. So there you go again with the whole cryptos. It's a little terrifying in a way, but now they have so many ways you can recover it. But
I'm confused.
he's
So
still looking.
he went to a landfill to find his Bitcoin?
Well, what happened was that the Bitcoin, his wallet, his Bitcoin wallet was on his hard drive on his computer, and he apparently he got tired of Bitcoin, didn't think he was going to make anything, nothing was going to happen, threw his computer out, and next thing you know, of course, Bitcoin exploded. He literally has a $350 million wallet just sitting in the land somewhere in the UK.
Wait, so there's no way he can.
It was established
See,
before.
my thing is, or question would be, you have no other way to access that besides the computer you're using?
Unfortunately, when he did it, it was before we can. It was. I'm sorry, not before we, but it was before it can be reclaimed. Because when you first started with Bitcoin, there was no way. If you lost your password, and if you didn't have it on your hard drive, that was it. So at that point, when he first got out of Bitcoin, not even out of it, but when he got tired of it, he's like, I'm not going to make any money. He threw his hard drive away. He didn't care about it, and it was a 7,500 Bitcoin. And he first started looking for it when it went up to 500,000. He started looking for it. Now it's literally worth 350 million. And the man goes every day for the past 8 years to this landfill looking for his computer hard drive. Very sad story, actually, if you think about it.
That's
Yeah,
fun fact.
it's crushed.
I went to a
Someone else got it.
landfill, I think yesterday after work. I did some extra work. And we ended up going to a landfill because we had to dump some stuff. It was demolition work. And no.
I hear you. And this is a landfill in the UK. And you know what's interesting is that he actually tried to hire people. He's like, listen, I'll give you $1 million just to help me find it. And it didn't happen. The landfill would not allow anybody else. They allowed him to go in and look for it, but they wouldn't allow anybody else because they didn't want to destroy the landfill or whatever. But it's actually really sad. It's a sad story. I hate to bring that up during the holidays, but that this is a man who went ahead and invested in Bitcoin, bought 7,500 Bitcoins, and didn't think anything was going to happen. And he threw his hard drive away, threw his computer away. Actually, very sad.
It's super sad because we were in the landfill and God, what's in my throat? In Brooklyn. And it's literally a large land where people dump and dump and dump. And apparently all that stuff gets taken and put in bins where they get put on a train and sit somewhere else. So unless he's gonna have Wally situations where his computer comes find him, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Basically.
Well, he's
That's
getting
fun.
ready. I can honestly say, he's getting ready to give up on it. I really feel for the guy. Maybe he'll have some sort of holiday miracle. Maybe he'll have a New Year miracle. But anyway, I really feel for the guy on that because awful. I mean, this is a chance.
Send him energy. Hopefully he'll find it.
I
You
hope
know
he
what? That's really interesting that you say that because what I'm noticing too, even on my phone, I just got my phone maybe about a month and a half ago. And it's like, oh, you're running out of space. Do you want to buy more of the the iCloud? Do you want to buy more Google space? And I'm like, I remember when I could just buy a memory card and just have it and plug it in, and that's it.
That's what happens.
Or buy a phone that has like a bunch of space, and that's it. But now it's getting sent into iCloud, into Google, and whatever else, and they want you to buy more. It's like, it goes back to like, I swear if in the future this becomes a thing, and I'm sure it will be, this metaverse situation, like we keep buying spaces and other spaces, I'm gonna lose it.
You know what? That's what happens when you deal with an iPhone. You know, I have plenty of space on my phone.
I know. I'm like considering. I'm like, should I just go back? But I just got this phone, so I'm stuck with it for contracts. Be like,
well, listen, Khadijah, our favorite millennial, is an iPhone fanatic. I get it. I got you.
I'm not a fanatic. Hey, whoa there, buddy.
Listen,
he said fanatic.
Listen,
No,
us old people with our Androids, and you know, where
I'm a diehard Android.
The space is
same for me. I only ever had an iPhone one other time in my life. The rest of my life has been Nokia, and then it was a Sidekick, and then Android. I got an iPhone once. I said when the iPhone becomes bigger, I'll do it. And they came out with the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6 Plus, I think it was. Got it, went back to an Android, and now I'm back at iPhone. I'm honestly like, why? Between the updates and I'm noticing how limited it can be, it's a little annoying. Gotta say.
They don't let you download apps like that.
Right. Apparently everything costs. So yeah, I feel you, Khadijah. I'm sorry.
No, everything hasn't cost. It's just that the fact that when I download something or if I take pictures, it when you first set up your iPhone, it goes like, do you want these things to upload to your iCloud or your Gmail? So you'll always have them no matter what happens to your phone. The things about that is once all of these things, whether useless or not, uploads, now you have to buy more space. But it's like, why do I have to buy more space when I have a 64 gig phone? Like, aren't you supposed to hold it there for me? But there's no memory cards or nothing. It's actually pretty tragic.
Well,
I feel like I'm making a. I feel like I'm. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. You feel like you're making a pitch for your Android. I got you, because I was just
that, and I feel like I'm making a video for the future in a sense, where it's like.
I just want to let you know, Khadijah, that I am going to go out now. Since you told me, I am going to go ahead and go out and get myself a memory card, because my phone has a nice little slot here to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. I have all my memory cards. If you guys want to see some crazy pictures when I had dreads, when I had a rainbow mohawk. Yeah, things are pretty wild. I'm just saying though, it's just a little weird. You remember I think it was I Am Legend, where he would make videos of himself. It's like it's day 869 and this, that, and that is happening.
Yes.
Sometimes when we're on these calls and I'm saying this, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got to tell you, I'm at a loss with this whole thing regarding with data and all that. But I'm not going to lie, I did spend the $20 for the entire year to get an additional 100 gigs for my Google Drive, and that was only $20. So I'm like, you know what? Let me jump on that. And you know what, Khadijah? I'm going to get that for you for the holidays.
The gigs.
Yes, I'm gonna get you.
I'm interested to know of how I can find a way around it.
I don't think you can with Apple. That's why you're very limited.
But see,
anyway,
there has to be a way. I think it's just that it's the cloud in Google. I don't think that means that I can't have space on my phone. So essentially, they're telling me, hey, take this information and put it somewhere else for safe. So that means I take every picture, every video and whatnot that I have on my phone and I put it on my computer or somewhere else to keep it safe. But I read a book like this and I don't like it.
Well, you know what? You might want to go ahead and transfer back to Android. Am I right, Sparrow? Come on, Sparrow.
Yes, Androids are the best. You could download stuff and you can record people on it.
Yes.
I can do the same here, but I'm just saying
about
to
what's on my
keep
memory cards. I'll become like another Will Smith movie, Enemy of the State.
Oh, yes, right. Enemy of the State. Yes. Very true. As a matter of
Systemic
fact,
oppression.
yes, this is very true.
Yes.
But speaking of really interesting and weird fact, I have a weird fact for everybody. I haven't. Well, not even a weird fact. It's actually a weird story. In Ohio, police are actually looking for. People are looking for. The police are looking for some thieves that stole a 58-foot long bridge. They just
what?
stole it. Yes, they stole a 58-foot long bridge. The city of yes, a bridge. Believe it or not. Yes, the city of Akron went
What
ahead
type of
and
bridge?
it's a suspension bridge, and the city of Akron put it in an area, and some thieves stole it. It was literally a 58-foot bridge. It only cost, according to this, it was $40,000 to
Okay,
build this
wait,
bridge.
you can nod. I have to say something about this. Can you hear me?
Travesty, we're gonna do this, Travesty. Go ahead. What do you got?
How do you steal a bridge?
Well,
Yeah,
the city
where do you
of well,
hide
listen, this is Ohio, all right. So
That's a good
Ohio, this is
question.
New York City.
No. Answer me. How can you steal a bridge?
Yeah, like aren't there cars constantly on it? Like, did they put up they put on suits and like set up track cones and be like, no, you can't come this way? Like, and even if they did, like, how were the police not aware? Like, oh, this bridge is being blocked off and we don't know why.
Yeah,
They
no
were-
one saw a big like truck or a tractor trailer driving by with a bridge on it that looked like that just looked odd.
Well,
This
You
is
know,
something
like
that-
wow, I saw that
you
shit
have-
drive like around 9 a.m. when I was on the road. I was like, what is a bridge doing on the truck? But I couldn't understand it.
It was a 58-foot long bridge at a park. It was at a running park. I didn't get a chance to bring that up. And the bridge is
Okay.
no longer being
So
used.
it's not a bridge you drive across. You
No,
walk
no,
across.
it's I guess it's a pedestrian park. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now
And-
things are
All
making more
right,
sense.
still though, how do you
They still
like?
put
You
a
know, how does
tree
no one
house.
notice this? That's not something that takes like 2 minutes. That's like
This is-
a good few
Yeah.
hours.
Right.
Someone got a tree house in the backyard for their kid.
You
for
know
their
what?
kids.
I
connecting
honestly, to
that
some
bridge.
extent, I don't want to question it because I have places that I go by and I'm like, how the graffiti get up there? No one noticed that graffiti was there. So I guess you could take a bridge.
Well, here's the deal. It was at a park and they were doing a restoration, so they actually had to remove the bridge, and they put the bridge in another area, and they were doing the restoration project in the park, and some thieves basically came in and they literally just stole the bridge. It's a 58-foot long bridge.
Oh, okay,
Like,
Peter,
the
you
bridge
can't
is
tell
just
stories like that. Don't do
disconnected.
that. You made it seem like this bridge
That's-
was existing and being used at the moment.
Yeah, like
Chance to
there was
finish.
I
I
want
didn't
to
get-
fight.
that other
Wait.
plant.
So let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Apparently, this bridge was put together, and according to the police, anyone with a socket set can basically dismantle the bridge and literally take it piece by piece, and that's exactly what these thieves did. I didn't get a chance to finish Khadijah D, so I just wanted to let you know that. So what happened is that the recycle. A lot of people like to go ahead and steal certain things to bring the recyclers and then get the weight. Like the big thing is aluminum and stuff like that. But apparently this bridge is not recyclable to any value whatsoever. It was a $40,000 bridge it cost originally to build, but the material it's made out of is not recyclable at all, and you can't really make anything off of it.
So they pay for the labor, not really the material so much.
Exactly. So the thieves basically went in, and the first thing, and this bridge was laying there for a while because grass and all kinds of things grew around it. So according to the police, the thieves went in first and cleared all the grass. And then they went back again and they basically dismantled everything because all you needed was a socket set and you were able to do it. And then they carted it off. So
What
I
do
don't
you
know
mean
what
all you needed was a soccer set?
socket, Khadijah, socket.
Socket.
Racket.
Yeah, my
racket.
ears are clearly not working today.
That's okay.
It
It
sounded
was-
like you said soccer.
It was a
I
socket.
kept hearing. I was like, how would the
Okay.
soccer have it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting slowly and slowly more upset.
That
I'm
was
like,
that New
soccer.
York Italian accent coming out. Soccer.
It was a socket. It was a socket. This is more of a Brooklyn thing. It was a
Socket.
socket set. All you needed was a
Sasha.
socket set, and you could dismantle the bridge and walk off with it. And that's exactly what these thieves did.
That's funny. That's sad.
Why don't we go ahead and talk about New Year's resolution? Actually, before we even do that, why don't we talk about what we want for the holidays? Khadijah, starting with you, our favorite millennial. What do you want for the holidays?
Oof. For the holidays, I want to find happiness, stability, and just rock out. I don't have anything specific. I just want everything to fall into place.
Oh, so you, okay, very nice. Sparrow?
Peace.
Oh my goodness. One word, peace. You want a piece of cake?
Peace of mind.
Peace.
Just a peace of mind. Maybe a vacation.
I mean, cake is cool too. Is it chocolate?
Piece of cake is nice, but I'll have to add an extra hour to my workout routine if I have any cake.
I got you. Travesty, what do you want for the holidays?
There's no use me saying anything, Kim.
Better microphone.
A better,
You
yeah, there you
muted
go.
me.
Better microphone. Travesty, a better microphone.
I
Next.
want more clarity. I want way more clarity and truthfulness in the future as far as the world, honestly. It's a little bit ridiculous out here. And I find it a little weird that no one can see where we're going.
Okay, so Khadijah, you want two things for the holidays. Okay, so let me go into
Oh,
what I
God.
want going. Let me just say this. What I want going on for the holidays, what I want for the holidays is I want to go ahead and just chill, relax for this holiday, do my cooking, and that's pretty much it. I want to cook up. That's what I
Can
want
I
to do.
can I have what you're cooking?
Absolutely. You know what, Sparrow? I will definitely bring some to you before the new year. If anything, I'll have it sent to you, without a doubt.
Lasagna.
Well, I'm not cooking lasagna this year. I got.
Hilarious. What do you
But,
make
you know what?
these holidays then?
I think I'm gonna make lasagna tomorrow.
You're making a lasagna?
I was trying to figure out what I was gonna cook for this dinner. I think lasagna is gonna be the meal.
No, well, lasagnas are very tricky, very tricky, very tricky. But you know what, Sparrow?
I
You
can
got some
cook a
Italian in
banging
you. You know how to do it.
lasagna. You have no idea.
Yeah,
Sparrow.
okay. So the
Okay,
crazy
you know
thing
what?
is that she doesn't like to cook, but when she does, it's really good.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
And
Why don't we do
that's
this? Why
my
don't we-
peeve with her. She's like, I don't let her cook. I don't like it. But her food is really good when she does.
And you know
But I
what?
like to eat.
Why don't we
So
do it? Let's do a little bit of a wager, Sparrow. Your lasagna versus mine. How about that? Is that fair?
Bet.
Okay, Khadijah's betting for both of us. Is that what it is?
Jesus. Well, I don't know, Peter. I've never had any of your cooking, and I joined Wilhelmina for Thanksgiving one year, and it was really good. So I don't know. I'm betting on her.
You sure you want to
He
do
put
that?
his glass down. Y'all saw that? He's like, he put down. I was gonna drink, and then she said,
You sure you want to do that? All right, fair enough. I'll tell
"I'm
you
not
what.
sure, but that's my homie, and I had her food."
I respect that. I respect that. All right. So everybody, I just want to let everybody know there will be in the new year, there's going to be a little bit of a contest between Sparrow's lasagna and my lasagna. All right. Fair enough.
But I will let you know, Wilhelmina, if yours not good and his is better. I mean, yours could still be
Oh.
good, but if his is better, I will tell you. Like, bro,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's weigh in right now really quick. Khadijah, I'm glad you brought that up. Travesty, I know you're having technical difficulties, but I am 5'10" and a half because I'm taller than Sparrow. Khadijah,
Nope, he's not.
They're about the same height, bro.
Khadijah,
They
come on.
got, first of all, their shoulders meet, but Wilhelmina has a neck that it's like it extends, extendo neck. And so it's the
come
same
on.
with Christy. She has a long neck as well. And that's what caught them. But I will say they're about the same height, both 5'10", because they're both taller than me. It feels like Peter might, it feels like Peter's eye to eye for some
No,
reason.
Peter's
For some
head is
reason.
just a bit conish.
You know what?
I got a nice round head. I'm not going. No, I got a good, nice round
It's
head.
round here and then it goes poof.
It does not go poof.
Hello.
It does not go poof.
It squares
Hello.
up and goes
Bleed.
into
So,
That's
okay.
gotta
Tell you something right now. It's all gonna have to do. You know what, Travesty? Like I said earlier, you and I are gonna have to stand back to back. And if you're an inch taller than I am, then you know I'm at least 5'10".
I'm at
you're
least
gonna be
inch taller than you, Peter.
you're gonna be really annoyed with me, Peter. But I thought of a millennial report
Oh,
kind
all right. Go ahead. What do
of
we got?
relating to life.
Go ahead.
Our you know how like our grandparents had sex at a really like, young age. You guys are gonna know where I'm going with this. And then millennials kind of chilled out. Do you think that the generation under us are gonna start having sex sooner again because of how everything is so in their face?
I think the next generation that people are going to be afraid to touch each other and they're going to be using metaverse to have sex.
Oh,
That's actually a Black Mirror episode. So in this episode, I'm gonna tell y'all where they had this VR headset, and so you can fight people in this VR reality. And so what happens is his friend that he's known for years, but they fell off because one guy got married. Anyway, they end up meeting up. They're like, oh, we're fighting each other in this game. They put on a VR headset. This guy comes in playing as a female character, and he's playing as male. They start off fighting, but it ends up getting super sexual because she is a female character. So the guy gets caught up in the fact that it's a female character, but it's a man playing.
Okay, you know what? Okay, so Black Mirror is doing nothing more than ripping off Demolition Man and a whole bunch of other movies, including.
well, that's the one with Sandra
Well, they
Bullock
also
and
the
Sylvester
future coming.
Stallone, right?
So I mean,
That's right, Sparrow. That's all that is. I mean, that happened back in Demolition
She was
Man
like,
with.
you want to have sex? And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to get down. And then she puts on the virtual reality.
but
and
the
they're
whole
like,
thing is that though, it's different though when you're watching a movie and you're like, oh yeah, right. But we can't go, oh yeah, right anymore because the technology is like right here in front of us.
So you know what? It's almost that magic time. And before we go ahead and go to the sign off, I want to know what everybody, since we're not going to be back until 2022, I want to know what everybody's New Year's resolution is, starting with Sparrow.
oh, I don't know, honestly. I haven't really put much thought into it.
All right, Khadijah, our favorite millennial.
Same. I don't really have a New Year's resolution. Besides to learn how to better navigate the world. I learned that I think in the past few years that you can't just set a resolution for yourself, but kind of like what you do for yourself impacts others. And that doesn't mean getting a gym membership at the beginning and then fading out.
Well, I just want to let everybody know what I'm going to do for my New Year's resolution is put $1 a week all the way up to 52 a week to go ahead and see what I amass. And what I mean by that is that each week in the new year, starting with the first week, it'll be $1, and then all the way up until 52 to go ahead and see what I can basically save. And then
the age of 52?
Not for the week of 50, the 50.
Oh,
the
52 weeks.
Yes, Khadijah, our favorite millennial.
Sorry, how old are you?
That was an age joke. I got you. Listen, I'm only
No,
47.
I don't.
I'm only 47, Khadijah. All right. I was doing this before you.
Man, I just want to know.
I was doing this way before you.
Hilarious.
Anyway, but that's what I'm going to be doing, and I can assure you, if I stick with it, if it's a nice little sum, then we'll have one hell of a bash next year. I can tell you that. Travesty, I know you're having technical difficulties, but do you want to weigh in on your New Year's resolution?
I have none. That's it.
Zero?
None.
You
No
see,
resolution?
we are so effing cool. We are chill. We are so happy with ourselves. We're like, change what? Not a thing. Not a thing.
Well, anyway, you know what? That's pretty much what we're doing for this year, and I just want to let all of you know that it was an absolute pleasure to work with you, all of you, in 2021, and I look forward to 2022 for real on that.
Well, I definitely thank Wilhelmina and you, Peter, for having me join.
Don't forget, hey, listen, don't forget Travesty. Travesty brought you in too.
Hey, Travesty, how you doing?
Man.
let me tell you, if I couldn't really twist Travesty's arm to come into this, I twisted his arm because he didn't want to have anything to do with it. But I'm glad that we did this, and this has been a great project, and I'm excited to see what happens in 2022 and the team that we have here. And I'm hoping everything's okay with Christy, but the team we have here right now is solid, and I really, really do enjoy working with all of you. And I just want to
Oh,
thank
is this a part where I grab tissues? Wait, just quick
no,
cut.
not at all.
No, this is the part where we just
Millennials don't show any emotion, but I will go ahead and toast all of you because you've all been excellent to work with.
yes, it's been fun. This is actually my me time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to jump on and do my thing. And Mama's having her time. And stay out. And
We are at the magic time, and I definitely want to start the sign off. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there really quickly. I am gonna whoop Sparrow's butt when it comes to lasagna, but I'm just letting everybody know that. Anyway,
I don't know. I think you underestimate how she can cook. I
Sparrow's
don't know.
got listen.
I never
Sparrow's got,
tasted your cooking, so I can't speak for it.
Sparrow's
I
got
I'm on her side.
already just thought of what's going to be the secret ingredient that's going to put him out.
Sparrow's
Got
got plenty of Italian in her, and Sparrow, don't lace the lasagna with weed, all right? Because that's not gonna work.
No,
It could
No.
work actually.
No,
Don't
it won't
test
work.
keep flowing, but it's
That's
real
for the
good.
bad.
Anyway,
I got the munchies. This tastes great.
Anyway, I just want to go ahead and start the sign off with Khadijah, our favorite millennial.
Peace, love, happiness. Buy from small businesses. It's holiday season. And stay great, stay awesome. And I guess if you have to buy into the metaverse, do it, but do it smart.
All right. And Sparrow, over to you.
Hey, shout out to the 120th precinct. Thank you for working with us so that we can provide toys for the kids. You guys were awesome for creating that event and inviting us to be Santa and your helper. Appreciate it. High five. And invest in the metaverse, change how we use technology.
Partly.
And I'm not going to convince you to have compassion, but I will convince you to help change the law so that those who don't care can at least, respect the law.
Well, that was well said, Sparrow. And I just want to go ahead and say I'll see everybody in 2022. And like I said earlier, I appreciate all of you for being a part of this project. And I have to say, it's just growing and growing. And thank you all. And I'll see everybody in 2022. And Travesty, I'm going to go ahead and put that over to you.
If you can hear me, I would like to say, we are.
Nice.